I'm Lisa Pickering, and welcome to CITV's Press Talk. Here's the most recent news and information from the government of Bermuda.
Good morning, Bermuda, and good morning to the media who is present here. My name is Anton Orboy. I'm the president of the Ag Show Ltd. I'm here with Minister Cole Simons, Mr. David Lopes, the chairman of the Ag Show Ltd, and Mr. Kim White, who acts as our legal counsel. We are here today to announce, I'm happy to announce that today we have signed a memorandum of understanding with the Bermuda government, and the Ag Show Ltd, along with the Ministry of the Environment, we will be running the Ag Show for 2017. We have signed a 3-year MOU, so that means for 2017, 2018, and 2019, the Ag Show Ltd will be running the Ag Show along with the Ministry of the Environment. Judging from the crowds we had in 2016, and judging from the feedback we have from the general public, I think it's fair to say that the 2016 Ag Show was a success, and we look to improve and expound on that success for the 2017 show. We plan on bringing back some of the old-time favorites as in prior years, such as the tug-of-war competition, and also I want to announce that for the 2016 show, there were approximately 24 vendors, and between the vendors, the vendors raised about $45,000 for the various charities throughout the island. So that was a big success as well, and we look to improve on that for 2017. Right now, I'd like to turn it over to the chairman, Mr. David Lopes.
Well, good morning, and welcome to the media and the minister. And if you just look over to your right, you'll see this building is not in very good condition. That is, but the Ag Show Ltd. Happy to announce that we have agreed to donate up to $75,000 for repairs to the education building. The education building is one of not the oldest buildings in Botanical Gardens. And during the exhibition, the building is used to display the primary school age student entries. The building is in need of repair, and so the Ag Show Ltd. Has agreed to donate proceeds from the 2016 gate receipts, which of course is the people's money, and we're putting it back into something that everybody in Bermuda can enjoy, and that is the education building. Minister?
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to have ASL involved with us in regards to the 2016, 17, and 18 Ag Show. As you all know, the Ag Show is a special event in Bermuda. As you know, the Ag Show is a special event in Bermuda. This is an event that touches everyone, from the horticulturalists, the farmers, the equestrians, the carpenters, the prisoners, the bakers. And as it's an event that embraces all of Bermuda, we just felt that the management of the organization should reflect the same. So it's no surprise that we have this PPP, because it falls within our theme of having everyone involved in our Ag Show. So we are delighted to partner with ASL. They've done a splendid job in the past, and we hope that they will maintain the standards that they have adhered to historically. So going forward, they will have our support. My ministry will work with them to ensure that there is a very, very successful Ag Show going forward this year and in the coming years. We're excited about this partnership, and we want Bermudians to be excited about this event because it's one of the premier events on our calendar. In this country, you have Cup Match and you have the Ag Show. And this event brings out all of Bermuda. So again, a true community event, and we have true community partners. Thank you.
And the education building. Are there any other repairs that are needed apart from this one?
Yes, I would say fair to say yes. The stalls, as you know, the people who visited the Ag Show in prior years, there used to be horse stables there. Those have been torn down, and the grandstand used to be there. The J.J. Otterbridge building behind us, the roof is being repaired right now. So I would think there are other buildings that need to be repaired on the ground, yes.
I'll just add that as you said, the J.J. building right here, As you can see, the frame is up, and we will have it up and running for the Ag Show. ASL has also made a commitment to redo the grandstand and the stables, and that was part of the 2015-16 MOU. So I'm certain they will commit to delivering their commitment, and we should have that ready within the next 2 or 3 years.
Any other questions?
Can you speak to the level of renovations you're looking to do on the education building?
Mainly the roof. One thing we noticed for the 2016 show that there were some issues with the roof when Works and Engine came up here to sort of get the grounds in order. There were some issues with the roof. So it's mainly just replacing the roof.
And the windows.
Yeah, and some of the windows. As I mentioned, Mr. Lopes mentioned, the education building is one of the oldest buildings on the grounds here. It has withstood many hurricanes, as everybody's aware of, but it's almost reached its useful lifespan. But I think the repair of the roof is essential because, as Mr. Lopes mentioned, the education building houses all the primary age school children exhibits. So we want to put our focus on that building first because of the children use that as their display area.
But as we said earlier, this is a community event, and these buildings are made for the community, and we intend to get everybody involved in this process. ASL has done a splendid job in reaching out to the community to do some fundraisings and to make some grants to help make this event successful. But for it to be successful, we must have proper facilities, and they have come up to the wicket through fundraising, raise the funds to help us to have better facilities here in the Botanical Gardens.
The MOU is valid for the next 3 years. Is there any reason why you couldn't extend longer?
Well, good question. Good question. Historically, the Ag Show was hosted by the government, by themselves. And so they asked for a 5-year commitment. And I said to my team in the ministry, listen, we're going through some economic challenges. Can you deliver an Ag Show that's at the same standard that ASL has delivered within the next 5 years? They said, yes, 5 years. I said, well, when do you think you'll be positioned to deliver that standard of service? They said 3 years. I said, fine, we'll give them 3 years, and you can reassess your capability of hosting another show at the end of 3 years. And that's why they have 3 years.
I'd like to add one thing. As the minister has mentioned previously, this is a community event, and we couldn't have done this without the community, particularly the volunteers who came and helped us for the 3 days. Actually, believe it or not, probably a week before the show because there was receipt of all the different displays and everything else. So the volunteers really helped us with this Ag Show tremendously. We couldn't have done it without them. So with that in mind, as everybody knows in Bermuda, that the America's Cup is coming up here in May and June of next year. And there is some people mentioning about, I helped out with the Ag Show last year or this year, and I'm sort of committing myself to do the America's Cup for next year. We think the America's Cup personally is a wonderful event, but we don't want people to sort of ignore assistance helping us with the Ag Show as much as possible. This year we had a few companies that came and had their staff help out throughout the 3 days. Bank of Butterfield, Axis, and maybe one, I can't remember all of them, but those companies allowed their staff to volunteer over the 3 day show. So we're like, other companies to sort of pitch in and allow their staff to help out for the 3 days. Large companies like, HSBC, Digicel, other companies to help out, have the staff to volunteer. Oh yes, the exhibitors. The catalog will be out early next year, and early in January. That will be out. Putting some final things together. The exhibitors will be out. We have an important meeting for all vendors, all potential vendors, on December 29th. There are some changes we are making to the vendors, some definite changes and maybe 1 or 2 possible changes. So anyone who's interested in being a vendor can come out on December 29th at the Horticultural Hall at 5:30. And we also have some RFPs out for vendors to provide sound security, parking, and all the type of stuff.
You've been watching Press Talk right here on CITV. Join us next time for your government's news and information. I'm Lisa Pickering.